Supposed to keep this between me and you, but now you drunk, you acting a fool. Why you Twitter tweeting, talking about how much you wanted me? I don't want you, I need a Glock, so I done got one.
What's up, Sabukaru? I'm Tom Hart, and I'm here to talk about my jewelry. I'm a designer. I design clothes. Started in the skateboarding and streetwear worlds, and still am, you know, designing for FTP, Goth Money, and lately it's been jewelry. It's my next endeavor, you know. Past 5-6 years I've been working on jewelry. It's a whole new game. It's like definitely a different realm of product making, but the design language is staying the same for me, just in like a different material. It's been great. And we're out here on Broad Street. This is definitely a street that shaped who I am today, like 100%. I used to go to plays with my grandma across the street here. I worked at a streetwear shop a block down called Henry. That's where I really like got my streetwear clothing game and how that whole thing just works. And this is where my skate shop was from 2014 to 2021. Yeah, this was a legendary place. I miss it a lot, but you know, on to the next thing. Here was where a lot of things started for all of us. Utmost started here, and Terrorist Posse, which kind of later segued into becoming Goth Money, started here. And well, I don't want to say Terrorist Posse started here, but those guys would pull up and record here a lot of their first tracks. So very legendary place. We would be wandering the streets all the time, just trying to like get into whatever, smoke whatever weed we could find and like afford, and just be trying to have fun. Like, and yeah, we were just doing anything we could do creatively, you know, and we just were not giving a fuck about money. We didn't have power for half the time we lived here. We were like stealing electricity out of the hallway, but you know, it was worth not having a job at that time, like, and just doing whatever the fuck we wanted was awesome. This is definitely one of the best times of my life, you know. I'll never forget those times. And it was all in that crib right there. And that box up on top, that was my roommate's room, and that's where Kray and Hunted and them, they would be recording up there. It was kind of sick too, because you could walk out onto the roof. So we would have like tons of people over, hella people on the roof. Like, it was a 2-story apartment with a spiral staircase. Like, it was super sick. And Rouge, the strip club, is still right there. Jermaine used to be a cook there. Jermaine used to cook at the strip club. So I don't know. Yeah, Shockoe Bottom, man. This is where Edgar Allan Poe used to live too. This 14th and Tobacco Row, which is just right over there. But yeah, man, this is a really important place to me. Will forever be an important place in my heart. When we had our store here on Broad Street, we would open up the store for First Friday art walks every first Friday of the month. Like 6 blocks of Broad Street would be shut down from Belvedere down to like 1st or 2nd. And it would be a big community event. All the art galleries would open up, and there'd be like food and people playing music outside, and just people walking the streets checking out art. So, you know, I always loved going to those since I was in high school. And then when we opened a store here, I was really happy to be a part of that. So we'd always have a new artist featured at the store, and we would hang up another local artist stuff like every month. And it would be popping. We'd have a DJ, you know, do the whole thing, let people bring in alcohol, because that was the vibe for First Friday all the time too. Like, people would be drinking beer and it was always cool, but we were just like the new young people on the block. You know, it was honestly, it was like, I don't know, I was gonna say it was like a lot of black people like coming to Utmost. You know, we don't have to include that, but like they were hating, bro. Like the cops were fucking hating because we were young. I'm not black, but obviously we were young and black. And like, they just were not fucking with us, and they would shut it down every time. And one time they were like, it smells like weed in here. And I'm like, I mean, someone might have walked in here, they might have smelled like weed, I don't know. Like it's busy. Like, they're like, no, it smells like fresh pounds of marijuana. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, this is a small shop. And they're like, we need to search the back. And I was like, what? It's First Friday. Like, people are coming in to have a good time. And he's like, well, you either let us search the back right now, or we're coming back with a warrant. And I was like, what? Come back with a warrant, bro. So they came back with a warrant. But I feel like it was a fake warrant, because I didn't know it at the time, but a judge has to sign off on warrants, and that doesn't take a Friday afternoon to do. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so they came back and they detained me and searched the whole store, and they didn't find anything. They tore up the whole back, threw like all our back stock everywhere in the back, fucked up the place, didn't find anything, and then they just left. And my homie Marcus, Marcus the photographer, he was working at the store with me at that same day, and he was like, hey, you ain't gonna help us clean up the back? You like messed it all up. And they like yelled at Marcus, like barked at him, like, you better be here. I don't know, man. Just the cops out here just were never friendly towards us. Basically, it's my story of cops. I think old architecture is just always very intentional, and the craftsmanship was important back then. And I think the architecture is important to Richmonders. You know, people who are from here are proud of it, how much of it has been preserved, you know, over the years. The city does a lot to keep things preserved. And I've always appreciated the old architecture, and, you know, maintaining the old things, and just appreciating the craftsmanship of just how things once were, I guess. Yeah, Memento Mori, always remember death, is kind of like the translation that I think of or kind of relate to the most. Just a remembrance that, you know, nothing lasts forever, you know, everything's mortal, obviously, and it's hard to remember that. It's pretty morbid to think about it too. It's like an uncomfortable truth that everybody needs to face one day. I guess I just feel like it's smart to face it sooner than later, maybe. It's not to be like depressing or anything. It's like, that's not the point of like Memento Mori. It's more of just like a remembrance of like the reality of life, and like the importance of like facing hard truths about life. So that's what Memento Mori means to me. All of Richmond feels haunted in a lot of ways because of all the old buildings, and there's like a lot of dark history here when it comes to, you know, everything with the starting of America, and just everything that happened with Native Americans. There were so many tribes here, and just like a super heavy Native population. And then later the transatlantic slave trade was based here and two other places. But you know, Richmond just has like a super dark history, but it's a beautiful city. It's truly a beautiful, amazing place. A lot of people here are great people. Some people are bad. I don't know. Like, Richmond is a place where it's like, I always felt like it's like really like all walks of American life are in Richmond. My first apartment after dropping out of college was down here. Look at this old Cadillac. That was a Chevy. That's fucking sick. I feel like I was in California for a second. The Main Street train station is kind of blocked by the tracks right now, but definitely a huge inspiration design-wise, like the old ornate stuff, you know, definitely translates into my design language and jewelry. I think not necessarily how it's old and ornate, but I think in how it translates with my designs. My designs are definitely designed for young people. Like I designed for people like me that are into cool, dope street culture things, but I feel like I always keep everything within a tradition. It's like American traditional jewelry, just what I believe is contemporary, like American design. That's how I feel about like my streetwear and jewelry designs, really. I think a big part of what I do is like aiming to, well, I don't want to say that I'm like aiming to inspire people. I am trying so hard to stay inspired, but the things that do inspire me mean a lot to me, obviously. And I want to be that to other people, you know? Just everything that I do, I want to do it to the very best of my ability that I can ever muster up how to. Yeah, man, I think just going from streetwear to this fine jewelry stuff was such a big step. It was like scary, you know? Like, this could have been all like a big fucking waste, like, but I was able to figure it out and able to stay motivated somehow, even when things were getting so frustrating and I felt like I was wasting all of my money, like putting a bunch of eggs into this jewelry basket, not knowing if it'll ever amount to anything. I just had to keep going. Like I couldn't stay where I was. I can't keep designing t-shirts forever. That's great and all, but like I've been inspired by so much more than that in my life. Like a place like this, like some place like this, like to be able to begin to design or to begin to craft like anything that's in here. Like you have to be a real craftsman, and you have to always like like it never ends, you know, being an artist and like being a true artist, like for yourself and for the world. You have to just keep going. You can't just stop. You have to keep learning, keep understanding more about the world, and keep pushing yourself. And that's how more art is going to come about, better art, you know, and by the next generation who's inspired by you, you know. And so I guess I do it for like people like Kray and Zach and like Netspend, like the people that inspire me, but I know that I inspire them too, you know. And it's like we feed off of each other, not just us, but like everybody in the whole world, you know. So sometimes I feel like this shit is so meaningless. Like gold and diamonds and jewelry, like this shit doesn't mean anything. Like so many people put gold and diamonds on this pedestal of like luxury and wealth and just looking at it like it's unattainable. Well, it is, you know, it's super attainable. And it's like, yeah, it's meaningless shit, honestly. But it's pretty cool at the same time. It's really nice. It's really fucking nice. I'm able to make this shit really well. So, you know, I'm just trying to keep it going, man. That's really what it's about. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this for, but whatever I do next is, to me at least, is gonna be a level up. So, you know, that's what it's really all about. I want this stuff to be stuff that you want to pass to your kids, you know, to give to your children and grandchildren and stuff like that. Exactly. So, yeah. The power of jewelry is that it's made with some materials that are like assets, you know. So it's art made with precious metals and stones that last like a test of time, like 24 karat gold. That shit doesn't budge. You can bury it in the ground for 1,000,000 years, and when you dig it up again, it's gonna look exactly the same. I mean, you know, it's the standard of wealth is gold to humans. So that's the power of jewelry. Like, you know, you can think of it this way, like the art world, we're kind of like hitting an art bubble in the fine art world. Everything's like a scam. Like all these expensive paintings are depreciating in value because people are starting to realize that all of that is just a money laundering scam. Not all of it, but a lot of it in that realm. But I think jewelry has like a chance to kind of replace things like that, like, because it is fine art. The stuff that I get made is made by master craftsmen, artists, artisans, and it's made with precious metals. Like it has like a tangible value that you can't deny, but a canvas doesn't have that, you know. So that's where the value is in jewelry. It's art that can be backed up. I see a lot of jewelry out there that's not made well, and it's almost like devaluing the material that it's made with. That's what I think a lot when I see poorly made jewelry. I'm like, wow, like what a waste of gold. Sometimes, not all the time. That's really what it's about, just giving them like the highest quality product that I can muster up for the price, you know, and making it fair for everybody, you know. That's how I always looked at stuff when it comes to even, you know, Utmost. I was always trying to use the highest quality, like blank hoodies I could find, or the best hats. Like always tried to get made in USA beanies, or, you know, things like that. Same thing with FTP. I try so hard to pick the best fabrics I can get my hands on and use the best trims and try to just push the envelope for how crazy I can get it without getting too crazy. But I'm also trying to like still serve this customer that I'm like kind of growing up with, you know, like Goth Money, FTP, Utmost, they all have cult followings. And these cult followings started like back then, and now these guys are getting older. I'm trying to still serve that same person, you know, who I'm sort of growing up with, like as a designer to a consumer sort of aspect. Just really push the envelope and push the boundaries, because people stay within their boundaries here, you know. Busy. It's just Christmas time at the Jefferson, I guess. Like, yeah. The masks are a big part of my jewelry. Definitely some of the first jewelry I was like really inspired by seeing in downtown LA. A lot of the jewelry, the mask jewelry that I saw in downtown LA in like the mid-2010s was like what was left from the 90s, like in those wholesale jewelry places in downtown. And that was the coolest motif of things that was out there to me. And to me, it just represents life, like the ups and downs of life, and it has nothing to do with like theatrics or anything. And I do like the term like laugh now, cry later. But to me, it's just really like more of an embodying like symbol of just everybody's life. You know, everybody has their ups and their downs. So it's like, to me, it's something anybody can relate to. You know, I designed a lot of different emotions for my mask links, especially because, you know, you can smile, but that doesn't mean you're happy, you know, or you can be crying, but it doesn't mean you're sad. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of varying emotions out there. So I was just trying to represent that with my jewelry. And then soon after doing these masks, well, actually around the same time and before, really, it was the skeleton. what really got me into actually making fine jewelry was hunting for a skeleton pendant. And I just couldn't find one, like in LA or online or anywhere. So an old friend of mine who passed away, his name was Rico. That was my old name for this jewelry brand. I named it Rico after him. He showed me how to get things made in LA. He kind of put me on to somewhat of the process of making jewelry in LA. And I was just dying to get a gold skeleton pendant that was articulate, that had articulated limbs. And I just could not find one, so I decided I would try to make it. And it took me a while, but figured it out, and this was the end result right here. So that goes along with the Memento Mori. Kind of ties in with the masks, just the ups and downs of life, like going through hard times, facing harsh realities of life, you know, Memento Mori. Remembering death, you know. It's just a part of life. So like really what I want my jewelry to represent is just the things everybody goes through. Pretty broad, you know, but it's still really meaningful to me. Yeah. I think to anybody. I want to make more link designs as far as like specific jewelry types. Like links of chains and bracelets and things like that, I think. I've also never made any earrings. I need to make some earrings. As far as motifs go and themes and everything, I'm gonna move towards, I think, more nature and animals. I think I'm gonna, well, I'm in the middle of designing some frog jewelry, frog themed jewelry. Yeah, I had this dream when I was a kid. I'll never forget it. I woke up, in my dream I woke up and went out to my backyard and just dug in the ground with my bare hands and found a golden frog. And I'll never forget this dream. I don't know why I had it. We'll never forget that dream. It was the most beautiful golden frog. So I have to make some frog jewelry. But I'm gonna just keep it going, man. Just trying to take steps forward and never trying to take a step backwards. Just trying to make something more meaningful, nicer, just better things, you know, whatever that might be, you know. Just trying to, I guess, you know, time will tell, honestly, only time will tell.